Okay. So, like 2 weeks ago, I worked with my boss on a job. I usually don't work with him. The rest of the crew's out of town. And I found out later he's unvaccinated. So, guess what? I have COVID. I am vaccinated. I got J&J because I'm a fucking pussy who only wanted one shot. Um, which is why I still caught it, but I was over it in like 3 days. I was over the worst of it in like 3 days. Um, the big thing is, I lost my senses of taste and smell, and it is very slowly coming back, like agonizingly slowly. So like, I can smell some things. It's a little bit more every day, and I can kind of taste some things, but mostly everything just tastes like water. Um, so that fucking sucks ass. But the big thing is, I am stuck at home for like 2 weeks, so hopefully I can watch a lot of movies. Um, Happy birthday! Yeah, I had COVID on my birthday too. Um, but whatever, that's fucking. I mean, I can't undo it now. Anyway, a few days ago, I haven't reviewed it yet because I've been mostly laying in bed. I watched Zola! Or at Zola, if you're a sucker for stylization. So, I have been fucking dreaming of this movie for 7 years now? I think 6, yeah. So, backstory, Zola is based on a 148 tweet long Twitter thread from like 2015, where this woman was just telling an absolutely wild story about how she made friends with this girl at her work. Um, Decided like on impulse to go on a trip with her, only to find out, oh, wow, she made a mistake. So the story is incredibly long. It is just 2 days of terrible decisions, where she gets wrapped up in a drug deal and a prostitution ring. Um, she witnesses a murder. Um, the whole story is utterly insane, and the way Asia, I can't remember her last name. It's Asia something. I'll fucking do my captions later. The way she tells it over Twitter was hysterical. She's like great comedic timing. Um, but so I, ever since I read that thread, I had kind of in my head been directing this movie. I was imagining shots and how it would go. I've been excited for this movie for years, since before this movie was a movie, when there was just like the inklings of a story. So I was really, really excited about this movie. Glad it came out. It came out exceptional. I love it. But it was directed by Denise Bravo. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm sorry. Um, she only, I think she did Lemon, a movie I liked what I saw. I have not finished yet. Not for like bad reasons, just because literally every time I went to watch it, something came up. I was like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta do something, and it was frustrating in that way. But like the things I had seen of Lemon, I enjoyed. Um, so I was really excited for this film, and it's fantastic. I love Ed Zola, Zola. Um, it really blends a sort of like surreal style of storytelling with some non-diegetic stuff with the actual scenes of what's going on. Um, Zola's there narrating the whole thing, so like you get like these fourth wall breaks that are really hysterical. Um, uh, the actor playing Zola is phenomenal. She's super deadpan. Not as a read, just like in a very detached kind of like I'm fucking seeing everything kind of way. It's great. Her lines are hilarious. It's kind of like gritty. It's directed. It's like in this kind of grindhousey kind of way. Everything's a little fuzzy. It's really saturated, very neon. So it's kind of. It all takes place in fucking Tampa, Miami, like Florida. So it's kind of like gross and a little bit kind of like everything feels textured. I like it. Um, God, there's some really elegantly framed shots. God, I love this one where it's just Zola and I can't remember her name in the movie. Jennifer, Jessica, I can't remember. The white girl are getting ready. And there's like the music is like tinkly and like there's like mirrors reflecting mirror. It's really gorgeous. I got a new setup going. I don't really like how low it was my head. Hey, I'm Big Joel. It's a joke. I'm sorry. It's really twinkly and like it parts of or elements of it feel like surreal. I really love that. Some really interesting shots. I will say there's like a lot of long shots of just landscape going by as a drive, and like normally I would adore that. Fucking, I think I talked about in Liars, Fires, and Bears how like at the end of the movie there was a bunch of shots of just landscape going by, and I've been like I would watch the whole movie of that. But here they went on a touch too long. I would say. I don't know. I'm not a fucking director, so you know. I'm just some asshole on the internet, but that's my only complaint in that front. So, they call him X in the movie. In the thread, he was called Z, I think, or the other way around. I can't remember which one. But, the white girl's pimp. He's, like, played, like, excellently terrifying. I remember on the thread, or the original story, she mentioned how, like, he was clearly faking his accent, and out of nowhere, like, this really thick Nigerian accent comes out. It was really creepy. God, that scene happens in the movie where Zola's trying to ditch because she's like, okay, I'm sick of this, I'm gonna play at home, fuck off. But he tells her, like, get back in the fucking car, and it's a shot of, like, him from a profile from, like, the back seat, and, like, he's completely in shadow, but you see, like, the whites of his eyes glowing, and it's genuinely, like, unnerving. It's a very scary shot. I love it. Fuck, God, the movie's, like, it's exceptional. I love the colors, I love everything. I will say, there are two bits from the thread. Hold on. Or there's really one bit from the thread that I was looking forward to. Two bits I was really looking forward to that kind of got dropped from the film, either for pacing reasons or just for the sake of compression. But I remember in the thread, Zola talks about how she at one point ended up stuck in the car with Derek, the boyfriend, and they had they ended up out of nowhere having a long conversation, and actually got into the meat of each other's thing, and she made actual friends with him, and I was looking forward to that bit. I thought that'd be a little bit of humanity, but they kind of dropped that. There's the hints of it where he mentions his own defense mechanisms, and she's sort of she's not in the mood, so she dismisses him, which I get, but I kind of wish that had been there. I like that bit, and it gave Derek some humanity. It made Zola some humanity. I wish that had been in the movie. It was just a really interesting, weird little subsection of the thread that I thought. And my favorite bit from the thread is the wrap up, where she's explaining months later she gets a call from prison, and it's Jessica or Jennifer, whatever her name was. And it's Zola, you gotta help me. They're talking about I'm in prison. It's prison, you have the wrong number. They're talking about the murder. The murder, you have the wrong number. God, that just I remember laughing my ass off reading that, and I really wish that had been the film. The film sort of just drops. It's just but yeah, the movie really gives you this vibe, kind of you're in a room, you just met this girl, and she's let me tell you a fucking crazy story. She's all these great asides, or she's explaining things, so it'll be 48 hours before I know this asshole's name. It'll be 24 hours before I hear this bitch speak. It's really, it's well acted, it's hilarious, I love it a lot. Yeah, at Zola, or Zola, whatever. You know what? Let's go 4.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it a lot. Bye.